Jared Renshaw, Jared, last name's Renshaw, Renshaw. I'm the fire commissioner for the Western Berks Fire Department.
So could you just walk us through what had happened here today?
Yeah, earlier this afternoon, we received a call ourselves and our automatic aid partners for a structure fire at the Reading Alloys facility here in South Heidelberg Township. This is a manufacturing processing facility that they use a lot of different types of metal powders, and that's what they actually create and package and then ship out of here. So we had a call for a structure fire here, reports of explosions. Upon my arrival as the first from the fire department, first fire suppression piece on scene, we did have smoke showing from one of their processing buildings. We did have some reports of people injured, but luckily everybody was out. They were tended to by EMS, but it's just been a long drawn out call. A lot of the products and materials inside of here don't react well to water. So this has kind of been a long drawn out process for us, just trying to work with staff here from the plant on basically coming up with a plan on how to suppress the fire, how to put it out.
So the crew from Reading Regional Airport, were they here for
the
materials to put out the chemicals?
Yeah, that's correct. We did call them in just as a precaution as we started to go through our plan A, B, C, and D. We just started to look a little bit towards the future on, depending on what we may have burning or what's going on. We just want to make sure we had the resources on scene that in case we needed to use one of their suppression agents that they specially have, we had that at our disposal to use quickly.
So do you know what specifically caused this?
No, I do not know the cause. It's currently being investigated by the Pennsylvania State Police Fire Marshal, who is on scene. So they're going to go through their whole investigative process, interview process to determine the cause and origin.
What materials was the cost of concern with?
So there's a lot of different materials in here that all are in kind of like the aluminum family. I'm not a metallurgist, so I don't really know the exact, but you have something like aluminum nitrates. I don't know all their specific names. This is something that the fire department, through our pre-planning before we come here for an incident, we have all that information at our disposal that we know coming in here, looking at the pre-plans, we're not going to put water on this, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do this type of thing.
Was it foam or from the Reading Airport?
So the Reading Airport has what's called Purple K extinguishing agent. We have not used it yet. They're here just in case, but we've actually been able to do some fire suppression on our own, guided by plant personnel. We have been able to use a little bit of water, not as much as we normally would for a fire, but it's just been a long drawn out process of a little bit here, a little bit there, different tactics, different strategies, because we did have, besides the materials burning inside the building with the explosion, we've also had the building itself actually catch fire. So just like we would any other building fire, a lot of the construction truss systems, they've all burned as well.
In terms of water supply, we saw pumping some water from the pond over here, right. Or is there anything else that you were using?
So we were just, so there are no hydrants back here. So like I said, for the little bit of water we have used, so there is a pond here that we're doing a drafting procedure where we're actually just drafting water, getting water from the pond, pumping it up. We have some tankers on scene. And then this drafting procedure that's here on the north side, we're also using another pond on the south side. So we have two of them set up.
So how many departments were called in?
On the initial alarm, it's 5 or 6, I believe. I don't have the exact number. I'd have to just look at it. Then we did call, a few more. I think 5 or 6 more engines. We did call for additional manpower just due to the heat. I mean, you're probably looking at 100 firefighters we probably have operating on scene right now, give or take. No, it's still standing. Yeah, it's actually still up. I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of work done to get it back to where it was, but fortunately, besides parts that were damaged from the explosion, we saved a good majority of that building.
Any questions, Timmy? All right.
Just to confirm, it was an explosion initially, is that correct?
That's what we're hearing from plant personnel, and that's also if you go to like fire alerts of Berks County.
Yeah.
I even had a call from a friend of mine that was in the area and said, "Hey, did you have a call at Reading Alloys? There was just a huge explosion."
Was there parts of the building that collapsed at all?
Yes, there has been parts of the building. There were parts of the building that collapsed, directly from the explosion, and then also just during as the incident kept drawing out, and some flame impingement on some metal structural supports as they get heated, they start to elongate and fail. You did have a portion of the building, the second collapse came down into the first floor. The second floor collapsed into the first floor.
How long did it take to get everything under control?
We're still working a little bit. We still have a couple pockets of hidden fire, so I'm not going to place it under control until I know that we have everything out, and that we're not going to have to go to plan Z. So, yep.